The EU has been warned Denmark could have a referendum on its membership within a matter of years if Brexit Britain proves to be a success. Denmark could hold a breakaway vote by as early as 2026, and MEP has predicted, as his country watched Britain's progress closely. MEP Peter Kofod told Express.co.uk his party's quest to free Denmark from the EU's shackles will be very dependent on the UK's progress outside of the bloc. He said, "One day Parliament is going to have to make a decision about having a referendum and then we will have to win the referendum. It will be in a few years. In my opinion, it might be in 5 years or 8 years. Denmark is a very small country, so we are 100% dependent on other countries' success outside the European Union. So what we're doing right now is we're following Brexit very, very closely to see what is going on with Great Britain, and, on the other hand, we're also following the development in the European Union. So if Denmark one day leaves the Union, which I believe will happen, we will have to see what we can learn from Brexit since we're not a big country and we don't have an economy of the scale of Great Britain's. We will have to have strong friends otherwhere." Commenting on the Brexit withdrawal agreement signed by Britain and the EU in December last year, he added, "The UK got a super deal, a really, really nice deal. In the end the Brexiteers won. When I look at that deal, basically all that the Remainers said you couldn't get, you got. So if I were British I would be very satisfied with that deal." Speaking ahead of the European Parliament's approval of the EU's Recovery Fund last week, Mr. Kofod delivered a brutal slapdown of the bloc's latest failures with the procurement of coronavirus vaccines. Mr. Kofod blasted the European Commission's relentless attempts to transform the European Union into a federal bloc as he argued more Europe is not the solution to a crumbling union. He told MEPs, "We've seen very clearly that if the European Union isn't working then we need more of the European Union. If the construction isn't working we have to rebuild it. If the EU train is derailed we have to stock more coal." That seems to be the doctrine of the EU, which is to preach more and more EU in these empty speeches about solidarity. Here we're talking about a package for hundreds of billions of euros. Half of this money is meant to go to the south of Europe. It is an astronomical figure where countries, where things are meant to work, are paying for these countries in which things work less well. It's a project that appears to be going in a single direction, the federal states of the European Union. Harmonization of policies and people who are fleeing to Southeast Europe.